Okay, let's do question number 10. It's a vector problem. One of my favorite topics. Okay. First one, find OAB in which OA is equals to A. So this is A, this is B. AP so PB is equals to 3 is to 1. So this is 3, this is 1. And M is the midpoint, N is the midpoint. So this and this are equal, this and this are equal. Find OP and MN. Find OP and MN. Okay. OP. So OP is equals to OA plus AP. So OA plus AP. Now OA is equals to A, we already know, and AP is equals to AP is to PB is equals to 3 is to 1. That means AP is equals to 3 over 4 AB. How is it 4? 3 plus 1. So we have A here, B here, and B here. So if we divide the whole thing into 4 portion, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 portion will be on AP side and 1 portion will be on B side. That's what we see here. So compared to the complete thing, AP is 3/4 of AB. Okay. So 3/4 of AB. Now, what is AB? AB, you can find it in two ways. First of all, using position vector. Position vector is meaning we are describing a vector as a position of a point with reference to another point. In our case, reference point is O, and we are describing the, let's say we are describing the position vector of point A, and we write OA. Similarly, we write OB. So AB is the position vector of final point minus position vector of initial point. That is one way. The other way is you use the figure right here. So AB is equals to AO plus OB. AO is nothing but negative OA. Okay, but I like to use the position vector. OA plus 3 over 4 OB minus OA, and if you just put down the unit vectors, you get 3 over 4 B minus 3 over 4 A, and we will write it like this. So from here we get 4 minus 3 is 1, so 1 over 4 A plus 3 over 4B. Now then the question asked us to find Mn. Mn is basically Mo plus On. Mo meaning half of AO, and No meaning, sorry, On meaning half of OP. Did we find OP here? No, we did not. Okay, let's get it started. Mn is equals to On, position vector of second final point, minus position vector of initial point. Now On is half of OP and OM is half of OA, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So now half of OA, we don't have any issues. Now the question is, what is half of OP? So we don't know OP. We have to find OP. OP is equals to OA plus AP. OA plus AP minus half OA. Half OA. Now what is AP? AP we just found here, is it? Is AP is equals to 3/4 of AB. 3/4 of AB minus half OA. Half OA plus 3/4 AB. So basically 3/4 OB minus 3/4 OA minus half OA. And if we multiply everything, we get half OA, or we can take half OA. Let's just multiply. I think that's better. Half OA minus 3/4 times half, so basically 3/8 OA, and in here we have minus half OA and plus 3/8, and we just have to add everything here to get the MN. So half and negative half gets cancelled. We are left with 3/8 OB minus 3/8 OA. Done. And we just have to replace the vectors with unit vectors, and we got the answer. Now in the next question, it says the point C lies on OB such that A and C is a straight line. This is a very common type. This is a very common type in vector, where basically you have a point or a vector with unknown values or ratios. So we know C lies on OB. So basically C is equals to something multiplied by OB. OC is equals to something multiplied by OB. Now we don't know this value, so we basically have to find it. So for that, we express one vector with the help of in two ways with the help of different set of vectors. Let me explain. Let me show you. I guess in this case, so let's say we have this vector. This is our point C. Okay, so we can draw this line right here. So the vector AC we can express it in two ways. First of all, something multiplied by AN, because it is parallel to AN, or we can say AC is equals to AO plus OC, or something multiplied by OB. So if this is, let's say, lambda, and this is mu. Okay, so basically we have to find the value of lambda and mu to actually calculate AC, and from AC we can actually calculate OC, because we already know AO. Another way could be, we take, instead of AC we take OC, but remember you have to take a vector that has unknown values in it. Okay, because we were told to calculate OC. If we take OC, we reduce one step. So we can say OC is equals to something multiplied by OB. That is one way. The other way is OC is equals to OA plus AC. OA plus AC. Now AC, we don't know the value of AC, but we can say something multiplied by AN. Something multiplied by AN. So if this is, let's say, lambda, this is mu, but don't confuse, this mu and this mu are not equal. Okay, let's say this is mu prime, lambda prime. So basically if you look here, we have the same vector, but expressed in different way with the help of different vectors. So once you do that, you can say this equals to this. When you do that, at the end of the day, you will have both the terms with the help of the unit vectors a and b. So we know when you have two variables, you need two equations that we have seen in simultaneous equation. But for vectors, that's not the case. You can calculate, you can find the value of multiple variables from one equation. So the way we do it, let's say I is a unit vector plus bj, j is a unit vector is equals to ci plus dj. If these two vectors are equal, we can say that A is equals to C and B is equals to D. That's what we do in here. Okay. Let's get started with the question. So I'm going to follow this one. Okay, since we won't have to do an extra step, so I'm following this one. So OC is equals to, assume OC is equals to lambda OB. Now lambda and OB is equals to B. And that is equation number 1. Similarly, OC is equals to OA plus mu AN. Now OA plus mu, what is AN? AN is basically AO plus ON. AO plus ON. OA plus lambda. AO or negative OA plus ON is half of OP, which we calculated before, or we can take this part equals to this whole part. Okay, and at the end this is the value of ON we had. So we can take this half into OA plus 3 over 4 OB minus OA. Equals to, I can replace the bracket. Okay. Half of OA plus 3 over 4 OB minus 3 over 4 OA. So this is ON, and we close the bracket. So let's simplify now. A or OA in here, negative lambda OA, then positive lambda over 2 OA, positive 3 lambda over 4 OB minus 3, sorry, this is 8, 4 times 2, and then this, so this times this times this, 3 lambda over 8 OA. If I'm not mistaken, this is the result. And we just calculate now, or we can replace the value as well. A minus lambda A plus lambda over 2A minus 3 lambda over 8 A plus 3 lambda over 8 B. 1 minus mu, sorry, this is mu. Why am I saying lambda? My bad. This is lambda over, sorry, mu over 2 minus 3 mu over 8 a plus 3 mu over 8 b. And if you simplify it, you're left with 1 minus 1 plus lambda over 2 minus 3 minus 7 mu over 8 a plus 3 mu over 8 b. This is my second equation. I'm rewriting my first equation here. OC is equals to 0a plus lambda b. So according to what we have seen before, this equals to 0 and this equals to lambda. So 1 minus 7 mu over 8 is equals to 0. 1 is equals to 7 mu over 8. Therefore, mu is equals to 8 over 7. From this side, 3 mu over 8 is equals to lambda. Lambda is equals to 3 over 8 times mu is equals to 8 over 7. 8 over 7. So this and this gets cancelled. So you're left with lambda is equals to 3 over 7. Now, this is not the answer. Lambda and mu are something that we are using. It's not given in the question. So question paper or answer sheet doesn't know what lambda and mu are. So we have to give our answers in the format or in the variables or using the vectors that were given to us in the question papers. So we have to write using this, either this OC is equals to lambda b or OC is equals to this. So it doesn't matter which one you use, you'll get the same result. So I'm going to use using or substituting lambda is equals to 3 over 7 in equation 1. So it's simpler. So OC is equals to lambda b. Lambda is equals to 3 over 7 OB or 3 over 7 B. Up to you how you write. That is the answer. So this is a very common type. Sometimes in the question they guide you, meaning they give you these things, lambda and mu, they define these variables and they ask you to find it. Let's say in question A, they ask you to find OC in terms of lambda, and then they say write OC in terms of mu, and then they say find the value of lambda and mu, or sometimes they just directly give you the question and you have to find the answers. In that case, you have to assume. So you have to know how to take the lambda and mu. Okay, using a vector method, find the vector OC. Sorry, given that area of quadrilateral AMNP over area of triangle OAB is equals to K. Okay. So we have the triangle here. Area of OMNP over area of OAB. Okay, before we do that, in these kind of questions, you have to use the ratios and you have to find the similarities. Okay. OAB, which is this triangle, if we take AB as the base, then height becomes this becomes the height. Maybe not like that, something like this maybe. So this becomes the height. If we take the triangle OAP, this becomes height as well if we take AP as the base. Okay, and this trapezium, this is a trapezium. How do I know it's a trapezium? Because there's a okay, this is the height, or this is the distance between the parallel lines, and another one, which is this one. If we take OMN, also this is the line, this is the height, which is half of the height of triangle OAB or OAP. Now, how do I know this is the half of the total, or how do I know that OMNM, sorry, M, the question asked for AMNP, sorry, not OMNM, OMNP. This is A. How do I know this is a trapezium? Because there's a theory in triangle, not theory, there's a proof in theory, in triangle. If you have the midpoint of this side, and if you have the midpoint of this side, then this line, okay, this line is parallel to this line and half of this. So if this is x, this is x over 2. Similarly, if you have any line that is half and parallel to another line, that means that is crossing through the midpoint of other two sides basically. So this is actually we had proof in when we were studying. So that's how I know that this is a trapezium, because for trapezium this MN line and AP line has to be parallel to each other. But we would not go into that. What we can use here, we have three options here. Let me write it down so you know how to actually think when you're solving these kind of questions. We can convert OAB, we can write OAB in terms of AM and P, meaning OAB is equals to something MN AM and P. In that case, we won't have OAB anymore. AM and P and AM and P gets cancelled, so we are left with a number. Or option 2, we can write AM and P as a ratio of OAB. In that case, we will have AM and P is equals to something OAB. And the third option, we write AM and P as a ratio of something else. Similarly, OAB as the ratio of something else, and then we won't have any of them. We will have X in here. Let's say X could be a triangle or a quadrilateral, whatever it is, basically an area. That X gets cancelled and we're left with a numeric value basically. Okay, so since I've drawn all of these, if you notice here, OAB has the base AB and the height this, and AM and P is nothing but OAP minus OMN. Okay, OAP minus OMN. So we can use that, and OAP and OAB both has the same height but different base, so we can use these ratios. So when it comes to solving this kind of question, you have to use the ratio. You have to either make the sides equal, or sides of one triangle as a ratio of another triangle, or you have to make the ratio of heights, basically use this. Okay, so if we look at OAB, it is nothing but half into AB into, let's say this height is H. Okay, you don't write this, I'm just writing this so that you can understand. And AMNP is equals to OAP. I'm not using the triangle sign here properly, so don't forget to write that. OAP minus triangle OMN. Okay, now what is OAP? OAP here, OAP here is half into AP into H. H we don't have any problem because they have the same H. And what is AP? In the question it was given AP is to PB is equals to 3:1. So from there we know half into AP is equals to 3/4 AB and multiplied by H. So you see here 3/8 AB into H, we have the OAP. Okay, or let's just leave it like this. We'll get back to this later. And if we look at OMN, OMN is equals to half into MN into H/2. Just like I said, this one. So when you have a line going through the midpoints of two sides, then the height here is also becomes half of the total height. Okay, so basically you have a smaller triangle here which has a base half of this, and height, this height is half of this height. Okay, so now what is MN? MN is basically half of AP, half of AP into H/2. Now what is AP? AP is 3/AB right here, 3/4 AB H/2. We will get back to this. Okay, let's just leave some space here. You guys will see why. Okay, now we have AM and P. Now look closely here. This whole term you can find it in here, half AB and H. Similarly you can find it here as well, half AB into H. So we can write triangle, these all these parts, these are actually like for your understanding. So OAP is equals to what? OAP is equals to 3/4 triangle OAP. How 3/4? Because they have the same height, so the only difference is in the base. That's how we are getting the 3/4. Base is 3/3 of the 3/3 of the base of triangle OAB. Maybe if you want, you can write it here. AP is to PB is equals to 3:1. Then triangle OMN is equals to since it has half a base of AP, base here MN here is half of AP, and the height here is half of AP, so we can say half into triangle OAP. Why half twice? One half is for base, one half is for height. So we are left with 1/4 of triangle OAP, and triangle OAP in terms of triangle triangle OAB is 3/4 triangle OAB, and we have 3/16 triangle OAB.
So once we have all the data, we can just say AMNP is equals to triangle OAP minus triangle OMN, and we have OAP is equals to 3 over 4 minus 3 over 16 triangle OAB. So that is 3 over 4 minus 3 over 16. That is 9 over 16. Triangle OAB. So since we have that data, we can just write AMNP over triangle OAB is equals to 9 over 16. Okay, if you are confused with this, so this is basically 9 over 16 triangle OAB over triangle OAB. This and this gets cancelled, so you have, this is the answer. So this is the value of K. Okay, so there are a lot of questions like this where you actually have to take the ratio of sides and ratio of heights.